Hi, I'm Jill Peterson, and I'm currently a kindergarten teacher in College Station, Texas. I'm seeking my master's degree in educational technology and library science, and I chose Google Workspace as the technology to evaluate for my final project because I think it is capable of delivering both a full course as well as individual course components. Google Workspace offers a plethora of apps that promote productivity and afford users the opportunity to be creative and to collaborate. And of the apps that are available, I chose to focus on the following. Google Drive, which is a cloud-based file storage service. And within Google Drive, users can upload and share files with others. And I think the nesting structure of the folders is what really makes this app the one that makes Google capable of delivering a full course, because you could create folders for units or for modules. And then within each unit or module folder, you could use the individual apps from Google to you could use other apps from Google to provide the individual course components. So for example, Google Slides, which is a presentation program, Google Docs, which is a word processor, and Jamboard, which is an online interactive whiteboard. The audience for the lesson I created is kindergarten students, and the TEKS I chose to cover is K10B, which is to identify basic parts of plants. And the objective of my lesson is for students to identify and name basic plant parts. I chose to create a hyperdoc for my lesson, and I used the different Google apps to create it. So the title or the intro slide of the hyperdoc it shares the title, all about plants, and then it shares the objective with the students, which is to name and identify basic plant parts. I also created audio files and added those in, which just read the text for students who needed that extra support. In the Engage section, students were asked to watch a video called Pete Plants a Seed that I embedded from YouTube. In the Explore section, I included a variety of resources for students to choose from, including YouTube, PebbleGo, and BrainPop Junior. In the Explain section, students go through an interactive lesson about plant parts in Science Fusion, which is a resource that is part of our district-wide science curriculum. For the Apply section, students use Google Jamboard to label the parts of a plant. So there were 3 levels of activity for them to choose from. In level 1, they would use a plant picture that was already there and use a word bank to label its parts. In level 2, they draw their own picture and use the word bank to label its parts. And in level 3, they do everything themselves. They draw the picture, create their word bank, and use their word bank to label their plant parts. Once their work is completed, they would download it and save it as an image for the next part. To share it, they would access a Google Slides presentation where they would type their name into a slide and upload the image of their plant part Jamboard. To reflect, students would access a Flipgrid to record a video reflection about their lesson. So there they would share one thing they learned and one thing they may be confused or wondering about. They would also share their experience working in the hyperdoc and let me know if there was anything they would have changed about it. They could also share what they want to learn next about plants so that I can use that data to inform my next part of instruction. Finally, in Extend, they would visit an extension activity that I provided them in Google Docs that would allow them to invent something based on their information that they learned about plant parts. All in all, I feel like I really learned a lot with this project, and making the hyperdoc was something that I had wanted to do for a really long time. And so I'm glad that I was able to do it. And I definitely look forward to creating more using Web 2.0 tools in the future. Thank you.